What else we got, Taylor? Elliott. I don't think you should be number 5. Why are you upset that people are transcending hip hop? I'm not trying to be the 50-year-old person still complaining about not being on lists, beefing with screamers, doing goofy, starting, online with rappers just to keep my name relevant.
Oh man, so boy, I'm at the gym and trying to get me a good little workout in. I burn like 800 calories, I ain't gonna lie. I closed the ring, but at the same time, I wanted to keep it going, but then I see all hell break loose in hip-hop media. I'm trying to crack hip-hop media, so I know y'all watch hip-hop media if you watch me, so y'all understand, y'all may understand what's going on. So we've been keeping close tabs as it's been brewing. But Elliott Wilson just straight up said, man, funk you, see the gosh. Funk you, Charlamagne, basically. And I can't say what I want to say because it's too early in the video, but you can read. So if you guys don't understand, while there's been a hip-hop civil war, basically, which basically turned into Drake versus everybody, because for whatever reason, but as there's been a hip-hop civil war with the artists, there's also been a hip-hop media civil war between Charlamagne and Joe Budden. Now, that has a span that outside of those guys, and they've been low-key picking sides, and one of the people that picked their side was Elliott Wilson. Now, Elliott Wilson has been on Joe Budden's podcast saying some things about Charlamagne. I can't really say that. But he's definitely been on Academics podcast saying some things about Charlamagne. Academics play defense. Elliott, he kind of said some shady. So it seems like Charlamagne, the guy that's been trying to recruit Kai Cenat to his team. I ain't gonna lie, it seemed like that because that's the next guy, and you could tell he's been talking to Kai behind the scenes and everything, trying to give him advice. I showed that before. I'll catch y'all up with that towards the end of the video for what he said. He told Kai Cenat behind the scenes. But what's going on right now today is Charlamagne on Brilliant Idiots podcast was reviewing the Complex top 25 list of hip-hop media personalities. He said what he said about Elliott's placement, and Elliott's right before him, and then he went in describing or talking about his placement and how he felt about his placement on the list. So while doing that, that man said some things that Elliott felt very disrespectful, especially when he said that he doesn't think that Elliott deserved his spot as the 5th person on the list. Listen to this audio from the Brilliant Idiots podcast.
What else we got, Taylor? Elliott. I don't think you should be number 5. Number 4, Charlamagne the God. All right, now let me read this, right? Last year's ranking, number 3, featured on The Breakfast Club, The Brilliant Idiots, known for sensational commentary, asking provocative questions in his Donkey of the Day segment. Most memorable moments in the past year being sampled by Future and Metro Boomin on number 1. Really? That's my most memorable moment in the past goddamn year? Okay, now, what can we say about Charlamagne? He is a mainstay in rap media, even as he continues to broaden his scope and find new ways to transcend hip-hop. This is part of the reason he dropped the slot this year. The top 3 have displayed a hyper-focused commitment to hip-hop coverage, but with that being said, he's still a beast. Charlamagne, of course, anchors the most popular hip-hop morning show in the country, The Breakfast Club, and his Brilliant Idiots podcast with Andrew Schultz ate nicely off of the Kendrick and Drake buffet. No, he didn't. He may be increasingly involved in political punditry or doing comedic guest spots on The Daily Show, but his views about hip-hop still matter. There is a reason why you hear his voice sampled by Future and Metro Boomin on number 1 off We Still Don't Trust You. He is one of the few talking heads who can still get an angry response from Drake, like when he criticized the SZA collab Slime You Out last fall, and the audience expects more from him, which is why he took heat for some of his soft Diddy commentary. With great power comes the expectation of great takes. I didn't have soft Diddy commentary. Y'all should go listen to my Donkey of the Day complex, and my Diddy commentary was actually real commentary, because I simply said, it bothers me when I see these hip-hop icons crash and burn. How is that not a real take? But scroll up to one line that they said, because this is really my issue with the list. It says, where did it go? Okay. Well, he is a mainstay in rap media, even as he continues to broaden his scope and find new ways to transcend hip hop. This is part of the reason he dropped the slot this year. Didn't Biggie say, "I never thought hip hop would take it this far"? Why are people being penalized for being most sensible, like Van? Why am I dropping a spot because I'm transcending hip hop? You should see me on CNN, MSNBC, Daily Show, my own late night talk show. You should see me on the New York Times bestsellers list, the USA Today National Bestsellers list. You should see me with the Black Effect podcast, you know, and we have all of these podcasts that we're partnered with. You should see me and Kevin Hart's company, you know, SBH with Audible, putting out all of these all this audio scripted content. You should see all of this and be like, damn, that's somebody from the culture. That's somebody from hip hop doing that. They shouldn't drop a spot because we're taking hip hop to different levels. Same thing with Jason Lee. I think Jason, that's what I mean when I say, why are you upset that people are transcending hip hop? I'm not trying to be the 50-year-old person still complaining about not being on lists, beefing with screamers, doing goofy, you know, starting, you know, online with rappers just to keep my name relevant. No, I want to do things and put myself in position to not just empower me, but to empower others. Because like I always tell y'all, if the things you build only benefit you, they're not big enough. But thank you for putting me on the list, Complex. I really do appreciate it. Number 3, Kai Cenat. Salute to my guy, Kai Cenat. Can't sing Kai Cenat's praises enough. I think Kai Cenat is fantastic. Kai Cenat is just scratching the surface. Kai Cenat got $100 million on his schedule. He is everything. I've said this before on this podcast. He's everything that you should love about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? He's fun. He's dancing. He's enjoying himself. He's having a good time. Salute to my man, Kai Cenat. He absolutely should be on this list. Next year, he'll probably be number 1. To be totally honest with you, I don't see how Kai Cenat is not number 1 next year.
He's not number 1 because Drake didn't come to this platform.
Because Drake didn't come to the platform?
Everybody's little comment has a Drake comment.
That's true. But Drake was still feeding Kai Cenat information too, though. I'm not mad at the number 2. Let's go to number 2. I'm not mad at Joe Budden being at.
All right, so if y'all want to see more of that, go ahead and check out the full Brilliant Idiots podcast right now. Just the audio is available. I'm pretty sure soon the video will be available, but check out the Brilliant Idiots. That's with Charlamagne the God and Andrew Schultz. This right here, this episode is featuring Nada Simone and Alex Media and Taylor. They back there in the background talking. But nevertheless, man, boy, like I told y'all, it's a hip-hop civil war. You got Joe Budden trying to pick sides. He tried to pick Elliott. He been trying to pick Act, but Act trying to stay neutral because he respect Charlamagne. It's a young dude's coming up named Menace Material, I believe that's the homie's name. I don't know them personally, but I call everybody homies because all love. But that's the homie's name. They trying to pick them. They trying to pick them and all that good shit. It's a lot of shit going on. Charlamagne sent, you know, a little subtle shot towards Elliott Wilson, and Elliott Wilson responded back calling that man sassy after Charlamagne says he told Kai Cenat to stay away from hip-hop old school journalists. Here goes Charlamagne right here speaking on the Brilliant Idiots podcast with him and Andrew Schultz.
Salute to Kai Cenat. Remember what I always
Shout
tell you,
out
Kai.
man.
Stay away from these dirty ass niggas.
Yo!
These hip hop old school journalists who don't really want to see you succeed. You ain't never even claimed to be a journalist. That's why people get. I saw somebody.
That's fucking. I said the
somebody
same
got
thing.
mad.
I gave him the exact same advice. It's crazy.
Somebody got mad in one of my group chats the other day because the Kai didn't know the name of Jay-Z's first album. The name of Jay-Z's first album is older than Kai Cenat. Reasonable Doubt is 26. Kai is 22. Like, I don't care that he don't know that.
Why does he have to be a hip-hop historian?
Exactly.
Stop it with it.
I don't care that he don't know that.
Let the youth
He
be
never
young,
claimed
man.
to be that person.
By the way, but there's things you can ask me as a 45-year-old about the 80s. I don't know.
AIDS?
Oh my God.
So in the comment section of that post, Elliott Wilson just comments simply, sassy. Now, if y'all don't remember, Kai Cenat was the big media outlet that Nicki Minaj went to sit down with after she released her last album. And Elliott Wilson commented some about that. So Elliott put simply hip-hop journalism, and in response to that, Nicki went crazy on that boy saying, Elliott, if you spit Jay-Z meat out your mouth for 1 second, you will be able to be happy for the newcomers. Isn't that how y'all tried to tarnish my image by saying I'm not welcoming new bitches in? Did songs with all of them though. Why you not happy for a young black man like Kai? Tomorrow, bitch. That caused Elliott to come and say I apologize to Kai Cenat and his fam. I was out of line and let my competitive nature get the best of me. Kai carved his own lane in the game, built a great platform and deserves respect. Salute the streamers and young creatives getting in the paper, getting to the paper and pushing our culture forward. Go against Nicki, I must be dense. The barbs tore me up and even 50 Cent. I like competition as long as it's reasoning, not just straight up hate. But they use the reason to justify the hate because it's hate. It's hating competition nevertheless. But hey, everybody's trying to be the best. And I like that Charlamagne is trying to be competitive in hip hop space because the past few years he's been PC to God. And as someone who respected what Charlamagne did in this game, his content was getting kind of dry as hell. I ain't gonna lie. I love Charlamagne, what he been doing, but this shit was giving snooze fest for a long damn time, bro. He's finally peaking it back up. I think the love for hip hop with Drake and Kendrick Lamar had going on within an election year, like people had to choose during an election year. That's kind of crazy how it lined up like that, I ain't gonna lie. But that sparked him up to come back to hip hop and give strong takes. And he going through this list, giving a lot of strong takes. And I'm listening. I gotta listen more to this, bring this podcast because I like Charlamagne getting into this bag, bro. I like when everybody wanted to give it up and talk their shit. That's one thing I need to do more myself on my platform is talk my shit and say my opinion. No holds bar, whatever. It inspires me when I see what the other statesmen are doing in the game, bro. But let me know what y'all think about this. I don't feel no type of way about Elliott wanting to compete, despite his age or whatever. I do think that he should let Kai eat, and he eventually came within himself and thought about like, yeah, that kind of felt kind of weird the way that I was speaking. He finally came to his senses and he letting Kai eat. But moving forward, bro, I think Elliott's doing what he's supposed to do as far as competing, and he's doing what he can to stay relevant in the blogs. But hey, y'all let me know what y'all got to say in the comment section below. I'm going to get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.